folks, welcome back to my channel, and for this video, with it being International Women's Day, I thought this would be a very relevant topic for today's video. And for this one I'm going to be looking at a selection of different Scottish female writers who I thought you'd all be interested in maybe hearing a wee bit about, and if you're intrigued you might go and get yourself some copies of their books. And yeah, so I thought this would be a good way of celebrating International Women's Day on this channel. But before I do that, before I go any further, if you are enjoying my channel, if you're enjoying my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channel's ko-fi.com page in the description bar below and in a pinned comment in the comment section. So with that out of the road, on to the main topic of this video. So the first book that I will mention, or I'll suggest, will be The Trick is to Keep Breathing by Janice Galloway. And again, this is one of the books that I remember was on the reading list when I was doing my undergraduate course in archaeology and Scottish literature. And so it has been a long time since I actually sat and read The Trick is to Keep Breathing. But I always remember it being a book that's kind of quite intriguing, a real interesting writing style. And so I will have to give this one a reread and do a video for it. And the next one is The Seal Woman's Gift by Silly Magnuson. And for those who don't know, for those who are not in Scotland, Silly Magnuson is actually a news anchor on STV News, and she's also the daughter of Magnus Magnusson. So again, with her dad being Icelandic, I think she is fluent in Icelandic herself, but because her dad could have obviously made sure that her and her siblings all spoke it. So this book's actually set in both Iceland and Algiers, and it deals with an incident where a group of 400 people were taken from Iceland by pirates, and a lot of them were sold into slavery. And I just glanced at the back cover, it was saying that took place in 1627. So it's quite an interesting it's a topic that is kind of overlooked a lot, but I thought it was kind of really interesting, and it's just a really interesting look at what was going on. And yeah, and it's a book that I did actually end up I did end up really enjoying this one. And I remember I did actually get this for one of my friend's mums for her Christmas one year, and I remember she actually really enjoyed it as well. So that's another interesting Scottish novel by a Scottish female writer. And the next three are actually all by the same writer, and they're actually all part of a trilogy. And it's I think it's going to be a possible series. So it's going to be the Donna Davenport Mysteries, and it's by Jackie McLean. And I know Jackie, she's a really lovely woman, really nice, and yeah. So it's like trying to get books in order. The first book in the series is Toxic, and the second one is Shadows, and where the Toxic starts was on the 4th of December 1984, when there was a massive industrial accident in Bhopal in India, and that all ties into events that are taking place in the Dundee area and the Angus area in Scotland, and Shadows follows on from that. I've not read Run yet, but that is going to be one of the books I'm going to try and read this year. So then I'll have read all of the Donna Davenport books I have so far. But again, if you are interested in reading Scottish crime and maybe kind of try to kind of branch out a wee bit more and maybe find names or writers you haven't come across before, I would definitely recommend looking up the Donna Davenport mysteries and giving Jackie McLean a look. And this is another writer where I have two of her books, and it is Katherine Carson, again another writer that I ended up having to read, that I ended up reading when I was in my undergraduate course at uni. So the two books I've got just now are Open the Door, and I do remember reading this one as well, but again, that long ago, I have totally forgotten what the book's about. I know it's set in Glasgow, and yeah, I will definitely have to reread that and let you all know what's going on with it. So, and there's Lying Awake, which is also by Katherine Carson. I haven't read this one because Open the Door was on the reading list, but I don't think Lying Awake was. So I haven't read that one yet. But again, if Open the Door is anything to go by, I should enjoy Lying Awake as well. And again, this is one book I did read last year. I'm sure it was last year. I'm getting my years all mixed up now. Yeah, I think we all are. I think we're all at that stage now. We're all just gonna try to remember what happened when. But this was Buddha by Donovan, and I'm not sure if I've still got the review that I did for this up on the channel. If I don't, I'll try and see what I can do. But again, this one just kind of follows a working class dad in Glasgow who ends up converting to Buddhism, and essentially follows what happens and the effect it has on his wife and his daughter and where it ends up leading them. Definitely an interesting book, and yeah, I think that one did win awards. I'm sure it did, but when it definitely, when it first came out, and still now it got stellar reviews, and it's still one of those books that if you go into a Scottish bookshop and you're obviously buying a lot of Scottish books, this is probably a book they'll recommend and tell you definitely have to buy. And the last one that I'm going to mention for this, again, it's not really one book, it's actually four, and it's called The Thepian Quartet, and it's by Nan Shepherd. Trying to shift it so it's not too much of a glare. And so it's made up of 4 books. There's The Quarrywood, which was actually published before Sunset Song. And they actually kind of are pretty much in similar worlds. There's The Weather House, A Pass in the Grampians, and The Living Mountain. So again, this is very much set up in roughly kind of the same sort of kind of area of Scotland. It's set up in the Grampians, and I think it's pretty much set up in the Cairngorms area of the Grampians, and so it's kind of more the kind of northeast of Scotland, kind of up Aberdeenshire way. And yeah, so if again, I've not read this one yet, and I probably will be something when I do get around doing a video for this, I probably will have to do it in multiple parts, because again, it's 4 books. That would probably be one hell of a video if I did it all at one go. And I think parts of it is written in Scots, so that could be interesting. And yeah, so I am definitely looking forward to reading the Thepian Quartet. Yeah, I just had to go get myself a glass of water there. I could just feel my throat is starting to kind of crack and go all croaky. But again, that's 12 books that I've suggested or recommended, some of which I either will have to read or reread over the next coming year. And yeah, so I'm just going to be adding quite a few of these books to my to-read pile, which, as probably with a lot of you readers out there, it'll probably be an ever-growing list of novels and books. But hopefully be something that I will definitely be able to get through this year. And yeah, so hopefully these will all be books that you'll be interested in and intrigued in and want to treat yourself to. And hopefully you will all have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.